up, YouTube? My name is Brooke deRosa, and this is 20 Tips, Nail That Audition. Right? I mean, yeah. I'm a performer and composer. I live in Los Angeles, California, and I've been auditioning for a long time. I've been really auditioning for a very long time, and these are some things I've picked up along the way that hopefully will help you to not do some of the things I did, to not see the other mistakes I've seen other people make. Just really quick, a little bit about me. I'm in Actors Equity, I'm in AGMA, I'm in SAG. If you want to look at any of my credits, all my links are below, and I have a lot of videos up on my YouTube, so check it out. Okay, on to number 1. Tip 1. Make sure you're really doing a piece that you're super comfortable with. I know that that's something that probably seems like a no-brainer, but you'd be really surprised. I've done this before where I've gone to an audition and it's a new piece or something I'm not very comfortable with, or something that doesn't really show a side of me that I like. For example, I love doing comedic soprano roles. So my go-to song is Glitter and Be Gay. I love it. I feel like it really shows me off. And no matter what kind of day I'm having, I can usually just pull it off pretty well. If I'm really doing something that's more dramatic, I have trouble with that. So knowing that, I can kind of go into things and be really prepared to do the thing I do well with a piece I know. Now, I've been singing Glitter and Be Gay for probably at least 10 years. I know it really, really well. Make sure it's a piece you know well. You'll just be that much more confident on the day of. Tip 2. Make sure you film yourself when you're practicing your audition. I know that a lot of people might not do that, especially with theater, but it's super helpful. For example, I think sometimes, oh my God, that was the best thing you've ever done, you're amazing. And then I look back at the video and I go, oh my God, I'm doing crazy eyes again. So you want to make sure that you have watched and seen what it is exactly that you're doing. And then you can make adjustments before you get in the room. And hopefully you'll come up with something that you're super, super comfortable with and is very rehearsed, but still allows you to showcase your personality. Tip 3. This will also sound like a little bit of a no-brainer, but have your headshot and resume printed out the night before. I can't even tell you how many times I've woken up to a flat tire or some kind of crisis or something where I didn't have my headshot and my resume together, and it was just one other thing to add to an already stressful day. Just do it. You can do it very cheaply at FedEx, Kinko's, all that kind of stuff. Make sure it's not a shiny photo paper. It's kind of in between. It's like a matte cardstock. If you have questions about that, just ask in the comments. I'm happy to answer. Tip 4. Tip 4. Wear something you feel truly comfortable and powerful in. And confident. I mean, everyone says dress to suggest the character, dress like the character. I mean, I agree with that to an extent. But I think a lot of that is more geared towards film. Here's the deal. Casting directors, they know what they want. They know what the costumes look like, and they can imagine what you're going to look like. I would rather show up being authentically myself in something that I really loved wearing and made me feel awesome. And it's about putting you in control of the audition. Like, how am I going to feel best about doing this? Not what do other people want me to be? What box could they possibly put me in? I think that's the wrong way of thinking. I really do. I think when you show up as yourself, sometimes it's funny, casting directors will cast people that they hadn't originally thought of for roles because they're blown away by the auditions and somebody being authentically themselves. And this is super, super important when you audition. So wear something that you're comfortable and confident in. Tip 5. This is kind of a general lifestyle thing. It's worked really well for me. And that's add some sort of meditation or yoga. And I know. I'm not that kind of person either that just like lays around all day in yoga pants and just thinks about being really mindful and how empty their mind is. I'm always like, blah. But what I've noticed about it is it really helps me to focus in when I'm going to audition. It helps me to be able to breathe better, to have way less anxiety in my body, and just way less anxiety overall. It's really something that you should think about. There's a lot of great free resources on YouTube, and I'm happy to link those if you guys are interested. Tip 6. Have something planned for immediately after the audition. It's a thing about auditioning. Tip 6, have something prepared? Tip 6, have something fun planned after the audition. If you're gonna go out for coffee with a friend, see a movie solo, go home and read a book, whatever it may be, it's really helpful to just feel like an audition is another stop on your day and not the be-all and end-all. There's nothing worse than feeling like, oh my God, this audition I have to go to, and if I don't get it, it's going to just be... No, that's just not the way to do it. Have a lot of things planned, get your mind off of it, just it's one more thing you're doing, and then you're gonna essentially reward yourself with fun time off, reading a book, having coffee with a friend, seeing a movie, whatever it is. It's just so much better. It's gonna help you relax and be really present for the audition, be able to put it down after. Trust me. Tip 7, day of the audition. Arrive early. Guys, arrive early. If you get there so early, you can just go check in, go sit in your car. There's lots of things that you can do. I'm gonna get into it in a little bit, but please, please just arrive early. Arrive early. Early. Tip 8, when you're there, be nice to everybody. I actually have a very funny story. I was at an audition once and there was a girl in front of me and she checked in with a monitor and she was not very nice. It turns out the person that was sitting at the monitor desk was actually the producer who was covering for the monitor who was on a break. So you really never know who you're gonna meet and what job they may be doing. So be nice to everyone. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't have to say that. In general, everybody should be nice to everyone regardless, but especially on audition days, be nice to everyone. 9, the audition waiting room. Just know that this is a hive of scum and villainy. And if you are better prepared to accept what is going to happen, you'll be much better prepared in dealing with it. So what it will happen, I will tell you exactly what's gonna happen. You will come in and you will check in and you will sit down. Somebody will come in and be like, oh my God, I just got off of like blank and blank national tour. Oh, it's so good to see that Cedric is also here because he did that tour with me. Oh, and the director is Jonathan. He and I worked together on Annie, Midwest regionally. I hate this person. If you are this person, stop it. I mean, everybody hates this person. There's always this person. They're there to psych you out. And if anything, just think about it. Wow, this person has some kind of really big desire to show me how important they are. They must be feeling very insecure and nervous. Because honestly, that's all it is. Anybody that's gonna go ahead and talk really loud and just make everybody else feel bad like they're not in the know and they don't know all the same people, those people are very insecure and they're very nervous. There you go. Tip 10, bring your iPod, iPhone, Android phone, bring something with earbuds where it's really easy and portable. And as soon as you check in, you can put in your earbuds and you can start listening to music. So you can block out people that are trying to, psych you out. You can just kind of take a minute to get into your body and start thinking about what you're going to be doing in your audition, not in a scary way, but just to go through it so you've already gone through it mentally in your head a couple of times. Just take the time for yourself. Of course, if you have friends that are there, absolutely say hi and in a really quiet and respectful manner, or go outside if you want to talk to them. Just try to be respectful of the waiting area. But I highly advocate having a really good playlist. Mine might have Christina Aguilera Fighter on it, whatever. But have something that also, in addition to the way you're dressed, makes you feel very strong and powerful. Just some songs that really get you excited for auditioning and get you feeling like really on top of the world. It's super important. 11, this is a note on nerves. So by this time, when you're checked in, you'll probably start to feel, 11, I forgot what I was gonna say. Tip 11, this is a note on nerves. So I'm sure by the time you're checked in, you're gonna start feeling really nervous and anxious. And what we wanna do here is reframe that. This is a technique you have to practice before you get there, but I found it very, very helpful. And I tend to think, I'm excited. I get to perform this today. I get to perform this piece for these people that have never seen me do this piece. And I get to try the new things I implemented. And they're a captive audience. They have to sit and watch me. I'm going to be performing my piece for a room full of people that are going to see how awesome my piece is and see how awesome I am and definitely want to cast me. It's really about being excited. So start thinking, I'm excited. When you go to these things, when you're preparing for these things, I'm excited. I get to try this out. I get to see how these people like this thing of mine. I get to see how these people react to this song. I get to try this song I really know well, but now I'm doing this little extra thing and see how that goes. Excited. I'm telling you, it's gonna make you feel so much better. I promise. Tip 12. Tip 12. Don't seem overly desperate. I'm not confusing it with enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is great. Everyone picks up on that. But there's a line where it crosses over into desperation, like, if I don't get this job, oh my God. People can pick up on that. Casting directors definitely will. Word travels. All the towns are small, even New York, if you look at who the casting directors are. So what you want to focus on is being yourself and being really confident in yourself. So you want to come in like, look at this awesome thing I am and this awesome thing I can do. Don't you want to be a part of this? Instead of, if I don't get this, oh. So don't do that. Don't be desperate. Tip 13, walking into the room. When you walk into the room, smile. If it's a musical audition, that's when you're going to go over to the accompanist. If you have time, names, sometimes they'll shake your hand. Probably not now with coronavirus, but yes. And then you'll give them your music clearly marked with the cuts. Make sure you have it in the right format. Opera does not like plastic sheets. Music theater does like plastic sheets. Make sure you have all the sheets the way that the sheets need to be. All kinds of sheets, all manner of sheets, whatever. And that's it. Smile, be pleasant. Don't be carrying 50 bags and looking very scattered and frazzled. No, professional and calm. Like how I know you are. You are that way. So just be that way. Tip 14, cross to the middle of the room. They're going to usually say hi, you say hi, they'll ask your name, or you just say hi, my name is. It's a very organic thing that you can feel out. Obviously, they'll usually ask, what did you bring to sing? I'm sure in the audition they're very specific if they want a ballad or an up-tempo, and they'll have given you the number of bars. Occasionally they'll ask for both a ballad and an up-tempo, in which case you can say, I've brought this ballad and this up-tempo, which would you prefer? That's very rare. I like to always go in knowing what I'm going to sing and having it be a stated fact. Also of note, don't joke. I actually flew to New York for an audition. They said, oh, you just flew in from Los Angeles, right? And I said, yeah, boy, are my arms tired. Dead, crickets, dead. And then I was just like, why? So don't be me, don't make my mistake, don't make my mistake. Just show up and show them how professional you can be. You're not going to take any more of their time than necessary, and leave it at that. Tip 15. So now that you've introduced yourself, you've introduced your pieces, they'll usually say begin, or they'll just kind of motion to you, and then you know it's your turn to begin. What I like to do is take a moment and I put my head down. I do it to take a nice breath in, to center myself, that when I raise my head up, I'm the character. And there's no mistake about that. And what also that does is a very clear indication, if you have an accompanist, that they should begin. And if they don't, you can give them a very slight nod and they'll know to start. But it's really important, I think, to take that moment just for yourself. Could be a millisecond, just to collect yourself. Exhale, and then you're the character. And you're already there, and you're ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. And they know, they've seen this. Now it's the time. Your head's up, you're ready to go. This is where you take up space. You show them how awesome you are. You show them how many ideas you have about a piece, how good it is, how prepared and polished you are, how confident and commanding you are on stage. This is your moment, your time to shine. Take up all the space you need. Take as long as you want. Sing your heart out for your bars, or act your heart out for your bars, or for your beats, or your pentameter, or whatever it may be. This is your time. Just enjoy it and be excited and just enjoy it, which I already said, but I really mean it. Number 17. This is a little tip from the other side of the table. Last year, I actually wrote a show and I had the opportunity to cast it myself for Fringe. What was funny is I was more nervous as an auditioner than I've ever been as an auditionee. I was so afraid we would not find the right people for the show, and I was just praying somebody good would walk in so I could be like, thank you, you're hired. So know that a lot of times they are very nervous on the other side about finding the right people, and you can just easily be that person. It's a true thought. And another funny story is, don't ever feel like you might not be right for a part. I understand there are some obvious exceptions, but what happened when I was casting my show is I actually saw an actor who was a tenor and I had a baritone role. And he was so fantastic that I actually was able to set up some of his music so that I could have this particular performer, because he just blew my mind. And I was like, I have to have him. So be prepared that some things may happen that are not what you're thinking, and just be really open to that and always present as your authentic self, because somebody may see something that you're not even thinking of and think of you in another way. Another example is I've auditioned for a show one time that I just didn't get and I was heartbroken over, but somebody saw me audition for that show and gave me a part in their show, which was arguably a much bigger show, which was, you never really know. I mean, so don't be so afraid of checking off all of the boxes in a certain way when you are performing your material. Know that if they stop you, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I remember one audition I went to and they stopped me probably after about 8 bars, and my face must have just gone. I was so upset, and I really was wearing my heart on my sleeve. The funny thing is I ended up getting that part, and they told me that they had heard all that they needed to in a really short amount of time, and they were really pressed for time for auditions. They knew they were going to cast me, and they're like, done, next. So don't always immediately be upset or think if they're, maybe they're writing something down or they're not paying attention or they're cutting you off, that it's always a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing. So try to stay positive and happy and upbeat, even if you do get cut off, because it doesn't always mean what you think it's going to mean. Tip 19, smile and say thank you. When you're done, say thank you. When you cross to the accompanist, thank them for their wonderful playing. It can't be fun to play that many different pieces of music all in one day. When you go to the door, if they aren't talking amongst themselves and you have the opportunity to turn around, thanks again, have a great day, something to that effect. Thanks again, thanks for seeing me, thank you for making the time to see me, have a wonderful weekend. I appreciate you seeing me, have a great weekend, have a great day, and then you're out. It really does make a wonderful last impression on people if you're smiling and you're, thank you so much for seeing me. This has been great. Have a wonderful weekend. It leaves a better taste in their mouth after you've done what is, I'm sure, an awesome job. It's just the icing on the cake. Tip 20, which is my final thought. Be yourself. I know that sounds kind of like a stupid piece of advice, but I spent so many years trying to fit into molds of what I thought a character might or might not dress like or sound like that I missed a huge opportunity to just be myself. The thing about casting directors is sometimes they're not exactly sure what they're looking for, and they're happy to be wowed by something they haven't thought of. So to try and base everything that you're doing on what somebody may or may not think isn't really the way to go. But if you show up authentically as yourself, if you're dressed like yourself, you sound like yourself, you're confident like yourself, you're polished and professional, and you're nice, that's just gonna make it so much easier to cast you. And that's really what this is all about. This has been 20 tips, nail that audition. Please subscribe to my channel. If you liked it, let me know in the comments. And I hope you have a great day, and I hope you nail your audition. Let me know how it goes. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of success stories.